I used to be so hooked by porn and fapping that I was literally unable to focus for 10 minutes straight. I remember back then when I was in middle school, and after 4 years of struggling, bro, I can now tell you that I'm totally free from it. I haven't watched porn in more than 2 to 3 years. I haven't fapped in over 8 months now, and life has literally never been so good as it is right now. In this video, I am going to tell you the 7 things that played the biggest difference when it came to breaking free from that bad addiction, so that you can actually achieve in just a few weeks what took me years to do. Now, the first thing I had to do that played probably the biggest difference was having a good fucking reason to break free from it. Because let's be honest, breaking free from such an addiction that has such a powerful grip on you is hard. It will take you a lot of discipline, a lot of failures, a lot of frustration. But if you really want to be able to free yourself from it, you have to have a good reason. Otherwise, you simply won't. Now, I remember I used to not really know why I wanted to break free from it. I used to just tell myself, okay, these people on the internet say that it is harmful for me, but I don't really know why. And that's when I had the hardest time, and then that's when I actually kept fucking up over and over and over again. Once I started realizing how much I was wasting my life, once I started seeing on myself that I was actually gripped, that I could not get away from it, that it was actually part of the reason why I couldn't even, look myself in the mirror, why I was so undisciplined, why I had no motivation, very little energy, why I felt like shit, literally shameful about myself. When I realized that that addiction was a big part of the equation, that's when I realized that I really wanted to break free from it. And that's when I started to make progress, when I had a really good intention. And once I actually started discovering my purpose and I realized that it was holding me back from achieving the thing that I really wanted to achieve in my life, that's when I knew that I had to break free from it. And once I had that deep enough why, as the saying says, a good enough why can break free from any how, that's when I actually made the fastest progress. So you really want to have a deep reason why you want to break free from this addiction. It might be your goal in life, it might be something else, it might be that you know that is harming you so much. You want to have a good reason. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing I did that was really crucial was having an accountability partner. Now, luckily, and I tell myself every day that I was so lucky that I got to meet a friend of mine. Back then, I remember he was just a guy in my same village. And somehow, we both realized at the same time that we needed to break free from fapping and from. And so together we started this journey. We were still in middle school and then, starting in high school, and we were exchanging ourselves all the time about what we were struggling with, what we had just learned from that or that other YouTube video, what we could improve. Like, we were always sharing our stories, our failures, our wins, and that was really so helpful on one side, because I did never really want to tell my friend I fucked up again, and every single time I did so, I was quite ashamed of it. And also seeing him, like, that he was basically actually being better than me, he was progressing faster, was a big motivation, because I was seeing it is actually fucking possible. Like, he was literally where I am right now a few weeks ago, and now he was able to do 2 weeks without watching porn, and so I can do it too. And it was a really motivation that we kept progressing and pushing ourselves and helping ourselves and being honest. So if you have someone around you who's struggling with the same thing, a real person in real life, that's the optimal. Maybe it's your brother, maybe it's your sister, I don't know, maybe it's your friend, maybe it's someone who you know, who told you about it. If you have someone like that in real life, that's the best thing you can do. If not, there are many people on the internet, there are many, communities online of people in their self-improvement journey, even specifically about quitting this habit. So if you have someone, even online, where you're basically exchanging yourself continuously, you're being together in this journey, that's really going to help you out a lot, bro, really a lot. Now, the third thing I did was eliminating my triggers. Soon enough, I read an amazing book called Atomic Habits, and in that book, I realized that it would actually be really hard to quit a habit if I was being exposed to it all the fucking time. Let's say that you wanted to quit smoking. If you had a lighter and a cigarette in your pocket all day long, how much harder would it be for you than if you had to basically drive to the next city to buy yourself a pack of cigarette and a lighter, right? So what we want to be doing is eliminating the triggers as much as possible. Now, what I realized in that same book, Atomic Habits, is that I was always fapping basically and going and watching porn in the same kind of situation and setting. Normally, the setting was me at home, bored in the afternoon, having to do homework, not really wanting to do homework, maybe playing video games with my friends. And so I've seen that when I was in that setting, every single time I started to get urges and I started then to get to it. So what you want to be doing is, first things first, define what's the normal setting where you start getting urges and where you actually fap or go and watch porn. And then you want to eliminate as many triggers as possible. If you can, stay in another room, in another place, somewhere where you don't have the same cues in the same time. Obviously, do other things. You know, if you have identified that the thing that gets you the urges, as it was for me, was being bored alone at home, then be outside with people doing something, right? Change things up totally. Or if you have to do things like maybe your work, then put yourself in another environment so that you don't have the possibility and the triggers to basically do it. And another thing that might help you out, which I didn't know about and I didn't really do back then, but might really help you out, is installing those blocker apps. So you could basically download some blocker apps that block all of those pages from all of your devices. I'm going to put some in the description down below for free so that you can download them and get at least their benefits. Now, for the third thing, as said, define the exact triggers and then eliminate them. Put yourself in another place, do something. If you have seen that there is something that always triggers that kind of urge, then eliminate that trigger. Put it away, make sure that you don't see it and that it doesn't trigger you anymore. The fourth thing that I've done that has really helped me out a shitload, bro, is tracking it. Because when I track a new habit, that really reinforces my new identity, and also it helps me to build the habit. So I literally have right here my habit tracker from the beginning of this year. I literally still tracked, you know, as you can see, my habit tracker, I have many things I track. And here I can see, I literally looked at it yesterday and I could go back and see that I haven't fapped in more than 8 months. So in January, I somehow didn't track it, but wherever you can, track your new habits. Why is that the case? Because on one side, it gives you, you know, a dopamine boost for doing what you want to be doing. So you're actually making this new habit or breaking free from that habit more satisfying. So you're giving yourself a little treat for having done that good thing. And you will see that ticking it off will be very satisfying every day. When you know that you want to do it and you tick it off, it's very satisfying. Another thing that it helps you doing is building the identity. When you can look back on your habit tracker and see that, fuck, I've been doing this for 2 weeks now, I'm actually getting better. Okay, I fucked up today, but the past few weeks I've done it correctly. Now, okay, I'm going back to it, right? And then you maybe do another few weeks and then you see you fuck up again. Okay, but I'm actually becoming better. Like, you can see the trends. And so it's not like today I fucked up. It's like, am I improving or not? And you can only see that if you're tracking it. Otherwise, you simply don't know. Now, the fifth thing that really helped me out was understanding this deep-rooted bad habit in a deep way. Now, why is that the case and how do you actually do that? Well, because you have to realize this. All of the actions you are doing on a daily basis that you don't really like, that you don't really want to be doing, they all have a reason to exist. I realized this by reading a very powerful book, The Mountain Is You. That book made me understand that every single action I'm taking is always trying to steal a specific need I had. And so what is really powerful is understanding the need that this bad habit is trying to steal. Right now, when you're fapping, you have to realize that fapping is trying to make you feel better in a specific way. It's trying to steal a specific need that you have, and it's doing it in an unhealthy way. So I'm not saying that it is good because it is stealing a need that you have, but you have to understand the need to be able to solve the problem. Let me make you a more clear example. When you're eating junk food, that is actually trying to steal the need of eating, right? Because you're hungry and your body needs to eat. Now, we have to understand that, you know, junk food is just trying to steal a need that we have. So if you wanted to solve the problem, you really just needed to eat healthier and steal that need in a healthier way. The same thing goes for porn and fapping. Those two things are trying to steal a need that you have. Maybe it's the need to feel love. Maybe it's the need to feel satisfied about yourself. Maybe it's another kind of need. And really understanding it for myself was powerful, because then I realized, okay, this thing is trying to steal that need. All of our actions have a reason, remember this. And so I could actually realize, okay, this is the need that I actually have to steal in a healthier way. And once I started doing that, I didn't really feel the need to fap anymore, because the need that it was trying to steal had already been stilled in a healthier way. That's the power of understanding yourself. And I did that by basically following a very specific journaling method that I've invented myself, which I call the why journaling method. So I basically asked myself continuously over and over and over again, why am I doing it? And every single day I was journaling about it when I was fucking up. Why do I feel the need to do it? Why? And then I was getting a reason. And why is that the case? Okay, because of that. And why is that? And because of that. And why is that? And why is that? Until I got down of the deep root of the problem. And once I realized what the deep root was, that's when I could actually change things up. That's when I could actually steal that need in a healthier way and therefore don't feel it anymore. So it's very powerful to deeply understand why you want to watch porn, why you get on it, why you still feel the need to do it, to basically be able to solve the real problem. Because even if you try to hide this away, right, you force yourself to not watch porn and not really fap anymore, you still haven't solved the problem, because those two things were just trying to steal a need that you had in an unhealthy way. I'm not talking about that, but still they were trying to steal a need. Now, if you don't really solve the need, you haven't solved the problem, because there is going to come something else that is going to try to solve that need. So understand exactly the root cause, the reason behind you fapping, and then solve that in a healthier way. That's the key, and journaling about it is really going to help you out a lot, bro. At least it has done for me. Now, the sixth thing that has helped me out a shitload was using my energy. Because you have to realize this, your sexual energy is probably the most powerful energy you have in your body. It is literally able to produce life. And that's why yogi teachers actually say that 1 drop of seed is actually equal to 50 drops of blood. Now, you might think to yourself, that's total bullshit, but it does carry forward a point. Wasting your sexual energy like that, where your body really puts a lot of energy in creating it, is really a big waste of energy. Now, what I realized on myself is that when I was actually using that energy in a more purposeful, more, good way, right? In a more healthy, purposeful way, that's when I didn't feel the need anymore to waste it by jerking off. Why is that the case? Because most people don't do a lot throughout the day, right? They don't really use their energy. And so it builds up and builds up and builds up, and it wants to be released. Your energy has to flow. And so you either use it in healthy ways or you use it in unhealthy ways and just waste it like that. And so what will really help you out is starting to do things, to use your energy in a purposeful, healthy way. Start working out, start, running, start training martial arts, start reading more, start being out in nature more, start doing something with your energy, and you will see that you will not feel so many urges anymore, because your energy didn't have the possibility to build up and doesn't want to be released anymore, because you've already used it in a healthy way. And now we come to the seventh and last thing that has helped me out probably the most, and that's where I've basically freed myself fully from those two bad habits. I remember there came a point in my nofap journey where I was fucking up every few months. So I was having a semen retention streak of maybe 1-2 months. Then I was fucking up, then 1 month, then I was fucking up, then 2 months, then I was fucking up. And I was asking myself, like, why the hell am I still doing it? Like, why the hell after 2 to 3 months am I still going back to it? And one day I remember, and that was those famous 8 months ago, I just realized I'm no more someone who faps. And since that day, I haven't fapped. Since that day, it was so easy for me to literally not even think about it, because my identity had changed. So your identity is the thing that defines what you're doing. You can force yourself to stop doing something, and that's actually needed at the beginning. But until you don't change your identity, you will still be hooked to it. You will still feel the need to get there and fap. Why? Well, because you are always going to act in line with who you think to be. So if you think of yourself someone who's still struggling with porn and fapping, then you're going to struggle with porn and fapping. And so even if you have longer streaks, you're going to struggle, and so you're going to fuck up, because you always go back to acting like who you believe yourself to be. And so if you want to really change, you have to change that. You want to be understanding on a deep level, like really realizing, I am no more someone who faps. I'm not someone who faps anymore, or someone who watches porn. And once you really click, once you have that deep realization, that's when you are free from it. That's when you're going to have a lot of resistance, because it's no more going to be in line with you for fapping. Before you change your identity, you're going to have to fight to not fap. Then afterwards, you're going to have to fight to fap. That's the beauty of it. So there are a few key steps that are going to help you out. The first one is define exactly, through a so-called I am statement, your new identity. Who do you want to be? Personally, I realized I am no more someone who faps. So define exactly what kind of person you want to be with that I am ... statement, and then basically reinforce it every single time that you act in the right way, where you resist the urge. Reinforce it. Talk to other people about it. Every single time you talk with your accountability partner, reinforce it together. We are becoming that way. Also, when you're talking to new people, like, don't go around and oh, I'm someone who doesn't fap. Like, that's obviously not the thing. But when you are talking about it with people, like about this thing, it's always very, very powerful to show others who you want to be. That really helps you, because you don't really want to disappoint others, right? You don't want to say something and then not do it. And so if you tell yourself and others, I am becoming that way, you will actually have a way easier time to become that way. Another thing is also telling yourself. So every single time you do the right thing, you reinforce it. And another thing that is going to help you out is, as said, looking at your tracker. Now, every single time you're tracking it, you're actually, crossing out that you've done it, right? And you can look back now after 1 month or 2 months or 3 months of your journey. You can see the patterns, and you can see, I'm actually becoming that way. I am actually no more someone who faps. I've actually not been doing it since now weeks. Before, I was not even able to do it for 2 days. And so you're going to see the patterns. You're going to reinforce it. Tell yourself, tell others, take the right actions, obviously, because that's crucial. And one day, I guarantee you something, you're going to get to that point where the balance is going to tip. You're going to literally realize, now I'm actually no more someone who faps. And when you do that realization, you literally won the game. And you have to realize this. Your identity is kind of like putting rocks on a scale. Right now, you have many more rocks on the identity that does fap, that is struggling with it, that does watch porn or any other bad addiction that you have, and very little rocks on this side. So you're acting in line with this identity. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take the right actions, putting rocks on the right part. Then you're going to tell yourself and confirm it to others, and tell others and tell yourself, and track and see how you're getting better and everything. And you're going to see that one day you will get to that 50-50 position. And then you're going to put that crucial rock on the scale that is going to make it tip on the right side. And once that happens, you're going to see that it's going to be easier and easier and easier and easier and easier for you to act in line with this identity, because you're going to be that way. So it's all about putting the rocks on the right side of the scale, on seeing the progress, doing the other things I've shared with you. And if you do all of these 7 things, I guarantee you that you're going to break free from lust, that you're going to actually stop fapping, stop watching porn, and get its amazing benefits, bro. It's so much better life without, so much more energy for more purposeful things, so much more peace with yourself, because you know that you're just doing the right thing. You're satisfied with yourself. You respect yourself, because you know that you could break free from that bad habit, that you could actually stick to it, that you actually put in the hard work. You can look yourself in the mirror with a satisfaction, because you know that you're no more doing those dirty things that you're scared other people will see or will know about you. Because let's be honest, we all deep down know that we don't really want to do it. At least personally, I used to, close my room and then also my bathroom, because I was afraid that someone might hear me or someone, might get into my room. So we all deep down know that we want to keep it, secret. We don't want other people to know, because we're kind of ashamed of it. And once you break free from it, that shame is going to go away, and you're going to just feel so much better about yourself. So really hope this video helped you out. If you want some further help from me, or you want my personal assistance with breaking free from that or any other bad habit, or with anything else in your self-improvement journey, by the way, you can book a totally free coaching call. You have the link in the description down below. Really hope this video helped you out. I wish you an amazing day, bro, and hopefully see you very soon. Ciao.